Hey guys, welcome to my sub-weekly or whatever weekly training recap slash vlogs. So here is my squat week. It is it's my second week. So first week started off super light. I did film a lot of it, but I just decided let's get into the second week. Let's show how that momentum starts to build and where it begins from. So here's a 195 single for squats. Now you see me using my old knee sleeves, SPD, which are actually weightlifting knee sleeves, mostly because I lost my OG knee sleeves in my suitcase that I couldn't find. I did eventually get it back, but yeah, I wasn't too fussed about it. I did really want to use my new knee sleeves, but I just decided, look, I still have my old ones, so let's not bitch about it. But we got it done. I actually did not even realize that I didn't use wrist straps in this one, and it actually felt very comfortable, weirdly enough. So, and there you go. There's Mitz using my shoe as a tripod. Thanks, Mitz. So that's all right. But that 185 felt pretty easy. We dropped down to 170 for a 4. All these RPEs that are very light RPE, they're not meant to be a very heavy RPE. Again, we're just trying to begin to start building momentum as we go along in this block, which inevitably leads up to Avia in March 25th, which I'm super keen for. I'm super keen to compete again. I feel I can actually get these almost like competition seasons out of my system, so then I eventually, I would say, deserve a little bit of a break from competing, because I still haven't really got into that consistency with competing. I've only last year I really only got into it properly for competing at Strength Culture, then at Nationals. So we're building up to Avia, which will be really cool. Got a few people I know competing there, so it would actually be quite a G-out when we get into it. So working up to that 170 for a squat, I knew it would be pretty easy, but I still want to get into that mindset where I'm actually going to feel like I'm treating it like it's the heaviest weight I've ever lifted. I always do that with my clients. Treat every lift like it's the heaviest lift, even leading up to the warm-ups. I know Delhi has spoken about that, where he says you want to treat every warm-up with the same intent as your working set, so then you can almost warm up that mentality side of things, where you're actually, okay, getting into that headspace of, I am lifting some heavy weight, so let's treat it like some heavy weight. So getting 170 for 4 felt pretty good, felt nice and smooth, and that's where I want it to be. Then leading up to it, we actually got into some percentage-based drop sets, which I never really thought that percentage-based would ever really have any type of place in, I'm going to say, my heart. But in this case, it's working. It's not too bad. I actually kind of like it, where it gives me a bit of a break from everything. We're obviously using that RP at the start to find some heavy weight that you can push, but still might be a bit heavy. But then putting it down by 5-10% really puts it into perspective of, okay, I'm taking a step back. I'm actually going to, slow down a little bit and actually, focus on lifting rather than trying to push some heavy ass weight. That's the main thing that I kind of like perceive it as. And I would like to thank Delhi for fixing up my camera. No, wait, no, it wasn't Delhi. I think it was Marks that knocked down my camera to fix it up. But yeah, and then got this nice good shot in. Hey, hello. So that was a very hard set, I'm going to say. Then moving over to some competition bench. Now we've actually upped the frequency of each of my lifts. Deadlifts are only doing it once, plus a hinge, which I cannot remember which I'm actually doing. But we're doing bench 3 times a week, and we're also doing squats 3 times a week, which I'll run through what squats I do, like the secondary squats I do, which is just a fucking bitch. But yeah, doing some bench, only 3 sets. So we got one top set of 8 at a harder RPE, which this just kills you after a bit, and just pumping it through, and also just trying to think, okay, yes, I know I'm trying to pump through 8 reps, but I need to treat it as if I'm doing 8 singles. I always say that you need to make sure you treat every single rep like you're treating it as a single. So then you're practicing it overall. That's why we do repetitions. We practice those repetitions to get better at. So then when we go into our heavier sets or our top sets, we've already had that practice of 10, 12, 8, 10, 9 or 7 reps, you know what I mean? So we need to make sure that we're actually treating it as if we're treating it like a heavier lift or even just lesser reps. But I always just get in my head and just try and pump through it. So that's something I need to get out of my head with. We did do a drop set of 5%. I did 2 sets after that of another set of 8, which is great because then I can actually pull it back a bit just in case I've accidentally overshot it by any chance. But yeah, bench has been great. Feeling all right with my pec. I had a pec injury previously last block towards nationals, but did give myself a little bit of rest on bench over a 2-week break when I went to America, which I think would benefit it. I still did bench movements or push movements. The chest didn't flare up at all, but I just thought that maybe that rest would benefit it. So we'll see how it goes pushing into closer to like a proper peak, especially with top singles, but so far so good, and hopefully it stays that way. Moving on to accessories. Delhi told me I needed to do barbell hip thrust, but I refuse because I just cannot be fucked setting it up. And I know that we have like a full setup right behind me to do barbell hip thrust, but machine hip thrust is so much easier to set up. He just said, no, it's not as good, blah, blah, blah. But I love these. I think they're great. I think the setup is easy. I'm able to smash through it. I did later on chuck on some blocks under my feet so I can go down to a deeper range of motion. But even this setup randomly feels good. It just feels like a nice setup where I can actually smash out, some hip thrust, feel like a boss with just fucking thrusting up in the air. It's all good fun in the end where we thrust some heavy weight. I used to be able to do some mad barbell hip thrust like 150, 160, but we'll work back up to that. Finishing off, I had some leg extensions. The annoying thing is this leg extension machine has such a short range of motion. That's why we put the little block or the little round thing to increase the range of motion of the reps. And I was goaded into actually stacking the whole machine, which was a pretty cool thing to do. I haven't stacked it with the 2.5s, but I need another way of loading this, which I eventually did chuck on some bands, which again, a little bit hard to set up, but I think it's just a matter of being like, I need to do this to be able to actually train hard on this. But pretty cool that I could actually stack the leg extension machine now. I think it was a goal for everyone to be able to do that. Smashed out a little more reps than I needed to, got up to about 20 reps, which was some pretty hard set, but felt good to smash out just a little pump at the end of it. And I think that's all the leg extension is, just a little bit of a finisher where you can just pump out, feel like you've destroyed your legs at the end and actually get some satisfaction from the leg day. So other than that, it was a really good session. I'm really happy to get back into it, only progressing from here, and we'll just see how Avia takes us, which I'm really keen to get into. So but anyways guys, thanks for watching, really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Laters.